Ebi feel see I said but Otuado no, he's not a man. Tactically, also on said anyadie. Inti yenya no kwama nko yekoba. Yeba be this sound community na na group no. And after say your board games no. And so ewie no say and na dynamics no and so esitie yakoba na yabedi sound community na awo ayedwumadie no so. And some reaction from the two coaches. Tom ono aye coach edi Emma aye Mali. Ozo no ono Otiben John mo Ghana any Mali game no. Ozo the team Mali Ghana no who park so Otwado so jitum. But Ghana I would say you improve especially with our finishing because right as they creating a goals nation our form any reaction from the supporters of Musukupim our the Accra Sports ni na neti for yakwaba na yabedi sound komono our Jumedie so in 104.5 942 garbage the foreigner already seated odi echo na yaba yatena se fifi manfredo ha sansana Bismarck usu bempa ayala o ma be kame ho na edi Jumedie no enso etimi edi abramtibra YouTube Insha TV na efa message no ebra yakwaba na abekani na etimi edi amamo. Good
and of course the fact that you're fraying your also back into the team it means that there's a high possibility say you being a change. But Rich, you need to say, you see, we had two tax. First tax and I'm immediately saying the easiest tax of the two, and the other one the more difficult tax. Now the easiest tax no I don't know I mind the desired results and that's in any no. And we have to come into the more difficult tax in getting the most important one. And Sisiano say, oh share your group standings now. Sisiano, it has been blown wide open after yesterday. If you look at the Kokosi in the Madagascar game and what Mali did in the game prior, now it's blown wide open. What it means is that say in 4 p.m. game never passed before you know. If results go as it has to go out, by the time that we play our game, near tie on points at the top. 16 points at the top. So it means that your group no probably in the African qualifying rounds now, it's probably the most interesting. And like I said from Jeff and Minyaka, very, very interesting one. If you look at the graphic, baby a Ghana, that baby a Mali, that baby a Madagascar, that baby a Comoros, that it's an interesting group going into, and then you make game at the Accra Sports Stadium. Which there are some good things. In fact, for me, there are 5 solid points SCA in preparation for game in SCA bonus. Of course, Ghana better show 16 points over the Comoros Island. 15 points. Madagascar 13. So Madagascar Tinisha. What it means that Madagascar will 16 points in joint top with Yen. Mali enya the win. They will get 15 points ahead of us. Central African Republic and Chad, I think they're out of the conversation. For me, this is probably the most interesting group. Very, very interesting. Our African Cup qualifiers. Now, you see, Rich, before we talk about the 5 things that I think we have to do, and now, the pre-match press conference from both managers gave us a glimpse of certain things that we are about to see. It showed us certain things that we may see or we may not know. And sending a game nebeko. First off, Rich, I think say Mali for have come to understand say the game is a much more psychological game. And almost starting up the game from Adjinimu and I say from the attitude point of view, the psychological point of view, to stir up a lot of emotions. And yet then American say about Otto. But that information about Keon was not needed yesterday. He could have easily evaded that question. I wonder who manages Otto. Who manages him?
I knew this.
Right?
No, I knew this.
Right? You don't say this. Like, make me tell you cry. You may make me tell you what can I say? Because I can't anything. And then my Henry so bad, so bad, you just say he. Oh,
we're man for a question. So I ran tennis and I'm going to send a stretch and move here. Why call him?
Meaning, say, you're a German training or something like And say like I mean because he's his German training, no, he just wants to see things as they are. But Rich, from where we come from, there's a lot of information that you need to manage very well. Yes, sir. You have a lot of problems. Rich, and now near Tom Saint-Faint, Michelle, it is just psychological. They are not better players than us. Born up Malifone born. How many more chain? Even in terms of quality on the field of play, they are not better players than I understand. You cannot underestimate or underrate the Malians, no, because where they've come from, especially under Tom, they have been brilliant. Almost 8 games. In all of those 8 games, no, so you cannot underrate what the Malians are doing or what the Malians can do in terms of any game. Yeah, Bababo at Accra Sports Stadium. It makes it very interesting going into the game. Say, I think that there are 5 solid things that we have to do, and I wrote it down on my notes. It permits me now. Member boss, then I will expand our tactical board the summer. Which one is a gamer? I see a prioritize intensity. Yeah, call Chad no. I did about what you can say. We didn't have the needed intensity, and it is because the atmosphere, no, the environment, na ne bobo. Idea of Boni Bekan is suboptimal. Suboptimal in the sense that Ubo game in almost in the middle of the desert, in a hard astroturf and concrete area, which an edging for you to play the ball. Edding say ball and you but in the game and then you may at Accra Sports Stadium, conditions are going to be optimal. And what you want our last insert now, boy, he said it and then you may game. You have a and you may. Your one is 7 p.m. Your one even at a time Ghana crowd in Sokra started crack. And it's in the night where we're expecting our fans to be at home. So conditions are expected to be very, very optimal and penetrative for your game. It's rich. From the first one about intensity. What do we do? Mete say Mali coach Nika say pitch and mobile. That's another line.
Oh,
yeah. Oh no, wait, it's not because who said emotionally me break here. So he's starting it from there. And only
no, Coach Ben Coach Ben Pan pitch any influence on the game.
And so Okasa to win the match. Okasa send will players no no manage the game here. Then they'll make mistakes. So you have to manage the game well. And again, I'm saying that this game the intensity is going to be better. Which well, as you're talking about a game, it means automatically this is a game that we need total win. It's a match, it's a TV. And from there, we'll begin to ask questions. Okay, so I see a then what is going to be the starting lineup? And I said, the required starting setup, I see a Dura game against Mali for the needed results, which is a win. Which, for me, she may horrible. Sorry, Utwa.
You're more 4 back.
You're more 4 back.
Yep.
The last time I questioned why we do about 3 back. So why are you playing a 4 back? But say no, it's about structure or the game. So why do you play 4 back there and then now you want to make sure say Obabo in your friend is saying a 4 back?
We need to be solid.
I think say that's I think it's the first one. Whatever system you do match, you know. I say a system a dynamic. It's Yami can say see in a 3 back or a 3-4-3 say here. Inside a 3-4-3 we should have a player a bit moving into a 4 at the back, like you are saying. Which what I'm trying to say is that a 3 back near the bit in starting near with 2 wing backs. But what we can do in this 3 back is that we can also make sure say system near the bottom a man here very dynamic. Dynamic in the sense that one of our wing backs can come back when we need to play in a 4 back and have a 4-3-3 of a shot and drop one of your attackers to make it a 4-3-3 in that regard. So we need to be very flexible because like we said, we needed intensity against Chad Fono. We needed penetration against Chad Fono. We needed to make sure say at the end of the day, Yeko game him against Chad no, we will be much expansive, stretch the game and be able to get a results against them. It is what's the American say. Say yeah about 3 ni bit man say 4. Say yeah about 4 ni bit man say 3 because rich Gave me a ball away at Mali the first time. We started with a 3-back, but there are times in a game where our shape went into a back 4. So it should be a shape that is very dynamic. Under Tom, the Malians, whether all his days from Gambia, Mali, any all of those ones, no, he has constantly favored the 4 at the back, 4-2-3-1, typical African style, to make sure Sobenya results snagging. So now, when we sort out the 3 at the back or 4 at the back, I say a dynamic shape now. Then it comes down to personnel. I think the goalkeeper the any problem. Jiku is back into the fray. Does he get a place in the team?
Sure.
Over started Jiku.
Oh, Jiku there as well.
Automatic. Now, in 4 back, no 2 center backs na boy against Chad, no. We all general assertion. Oh, Kroma said, "Yeah, quite studio." I say, "Ejitu said they were good." Jerome, and then of course, I might say, Jonah Ajete. Me need any update on Jerome? If Ofri Mono, Eprano, no, all of those things, whether automatic, he is back into the team. I've not got any.
By likely be of Salisu.
Jerome any Salisu?
No.
Jiku any Salisu?
Yep.
Okay. So you mean
likely?
See, about 4 back there, Jiku ni Salisu. I didn't.
Sanam Huno.
I didn't know who be person.
No, me says Sana me pe.
Okay.
Me person just say likely ebi ebe Salisu.
Okay.
Any Jiku.
Okay.
On the pitch.
Okay.
Ebi auto reason there. I mean, me ebi I mean.
Yeah.
But Sana me Huno.
Okay.
I'm thinking say be likely. Say Salisu is there.
Yeah.
Now looking at the magnitude of the game, no.
Yeah.
Likely be Obobo, no.
Or about Salisu, right?
Yep.
So like I said, maybe a 3-back that can become a 4-back, or 4-back that can become a 3-back.
Okay.
Me players are mefano. I say switch between those roles. Which, like I said, I feel like we lack certain level of leadership in game management in the second half or in Jamena. So I'm very excited to say Jiku back in the team. I think that Ushe Obi to say Jerome Opokwa, the last time he played at the LCB. And for Otuado to choose him ahead of Salisu when Salisu was fit, you know, I think that Jerome Opoku gets back into the team as an LCB game in the setup.
Okay.
Which I also think that if we will play a 3-back, he will go with Jonah Ajete as part of the back 3. Into left center back, no be Abranti friend Jerome. Central center back, no be Jiku. And then the right center back becomes Jonah Ajete. Because Obiaba attests the fact that Jonah was brilliant on the day. Same for Jerome. And Jerome fits at left center back. Jiku plays at CCB. And then you can get Abranti friend Jonah at RCB. Then it goes into my conversation of who becomes the 2 wing backs. At left wing back, we know the situation of Keon. So definitely, a Gideon Mensah automatic to play at left wing back. My character said, "Me too confident to caliber in Tariq Lamptey playing in African games." And then Otuado attested to that fact, say, physically and those things, no, and the height of Tariq Lamptey in the African game, it doesn't really favor him. And you know, especially in a game like this, I wouldn't want to start with Tariq. So the Nigerian player, Calibre Nchi, should come into the team as a right wing back.
Okay.
Not me, I'm expecting that today I will have Thomas Partey and Salis Abdul Samed sit in the middle of the park.
Okay.
1, because those are the main players that we have in the middle of the park. And then 2, also because we will need a penetrative passes of Thomas Partey. We were not very penetrative against Chad Fono. And to be able to be penetrative, we need passes. Who pass to break the line, and Thomas Partey is one of them. Get in the top 3, Rich. That is where the big question is. Makacho say, me 3 back where I say team back 4. And you see, me here 1 midfielder, winger. That is American friend Mohamed Kudus.
Okay.
So I'm playing Mohamed Kudus as part of the top 3 because if I want us to change into a back 4, he can drop into the middle of the park into a 4-3-3. Then the rest of the 2 attackers, no, I'm looking at 1 Jerome, Jordan Ayew, and then the last one. That is where the question is. And I'll come to you. Semenyo any Inaki. Why are we picking for my last sport?
Me Antoine.
Who am my assistant coach? One ever.
Pacho me Antoine.
But ban, in the end, from my assistant coach, assistant coach.
And the team in Pacho.
Diema backs Maradona.
And then head coach team in Kakra.
So me team boss. Inaki bet na bet.
I never Inaki na bet.
Yeah, the Antoine at all.
Yeah,
and I think that is good because Antoine makes me off the wing for us. Say Gideon Mensah equipped with Rich because you have natural centre backs in Tino. We have players who can defend wide areas. Your wing backs need push here. A person swimmer the ability to overload the wide areas of the Malians and again a flexible tactical shape to go on and play against team at your friend in Mali. This is how I want to go into the game.
Okay. Because you're running to
Maria Anissa. Okay. Just my final 2 points about the 5 things I say. You know, my man first one about intensity. 2 about your structure no, on and off the ball, which is your start line by Yaya Wahasi. Rich, my third one and he said, I did about boy pie or Mali. A brand new bomb in the game you're winning was that we were brilliant with your substitutions. So in fact, in that game, substitution is necessary game. So this is a game where Otuado has to be intentional and smart with substitutions. Again, Mechanic Saturday said I didn't agree with how he managed the squad in the game again at N'Djamena at start. And now, only man now 100%, but he sort of said okay, he was a little bit restricted also in substitutions in Animal. It means that in this game we have to use substitutions well. And French, finally, I see avoid the complacency in the pressure. Say the abon here, bono. Tom can say be. Now for the Yamana high and here pressure side, you know. Now for your control, now fans need the dates in affected. No, we are professional. We can play the game. We are better than them. Okay. But in all of that, I catch you say, and yes, we can't also be complacent just because we are avoiding pressure. We need to be calmly confident. I see here confident, but in all of that calmness, there should be some level of humility. Then finally, Rich, you capitalize on the home advantage. The fans will be there for us. There are times where Ghanaian fans will be a little bit worried. But Rich, I think there's a game that we can win. The Black Stars, no, I don't know my group pension. It's in times where it's difficult for them that they get to deliver. And then as Ghanaian,
so pressure will show Kakrebia Mempe.
Maybe a pressure now, because when you say pressure, Nana, a fact. Me sure say then you may want cry no. We'll do fine and we'll get a result. Which medium me 30 seconds.
Okay.
Who say your coach na you do to Jano. I mean your message go focus a fixed coach. We are sending the message if you say fixed near there the message. At least I know Ayala doesn't do that and I don't do that. You near fixed coach be an asi bisa.
Sure.
And you purely it's not research.
Research.
Yeah, the amount. Me sure
purely research.
I will be kabi bisa actually and you know correct. It's none of us, Mr. Medasi.
All right, Kofi, yeah that's pa Fifi Manfred and I'm attending can the best mark also been pile and so jabatono na edi game no come answer na maybe like
and of course the fact that you're fraying your also back into the team it means that there's a high possibility say you being your changes. But Rich, you need to say you see we had 2 tax. First tax and I'm immediately saying the easiest tax of the 2 and the other one the more difficult tax. Now the easiest tax no I don't know how mind the desired results and that's any no. And we have to come into the more difficult tax in getting the most important one. And Sisi
you were Akwenya to tell Omo Mutie and Omo Moshe how Ghana ever game way and mre. And we will use that knowledge and do the analysis with it. Now yetimi every intent. Look, Rich, and a game no. Here say what's a Ghana channel. Ya Canada. And Yaka based on the analysis of sa picture where mo share ewo Insha TV muhu ewo your tactical board no so no. A picture of the way a Ghana group a woman no standards no ACTA. No crano no say Rich. And under normal circumstances, with 3 games to go, 3 games in a 2, I Ghana home, number coupe and away and away in Impono, I Central African Republic. Central African Republic are rich and rare. Comoros, Ekoshobu 2 million. We should be able to qualify, especially here at the top. And yeah, the top dada. 3 games now can and Mali. Yeah, Central African Republic. Me as I be Comoros of ye. Rich. We shouldn't blow this chance. Under no circumstances, and I was still blow such chance we never. We should win. We should at least qualify for the group. And 3 games now come. Rich, we must take advantage of 2 home games and 1 very winnable game against Central African Republic. I was saying to me before near to me qualify. Say, baby, away. Rich, say you have no positive attitude towards the Blasters. No, man, say a positive attitude. No, I'm qualifying my year. Rich, we've really disappointed. See, and to me, I'm quite anymore. Now, with that said, I think that we've given camp rules. And again, now, yeah, Bono, Elias and Timmy Mbobi, because we did 3 yellow cards. Ibrahim Sulemana, Rich, and Timmy Mbobi, because Okonya knee injury, no, or come back to Italy. Our question on where then Atakun, FIFA, and for the documentation in menu, into also soon Timmy Mbobi. Into which these 3 players here are available somewhere line up now. Now, quickly to the tactical board. And let me start from this picture, then I will come back. Rich, since Tom Savay by you know, about 8 games for Mali. 8 games, you know, on consider 1 goal.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay, do they Gambia national team here?
Yes, that is how tight the team is here. Since Obeso you made it, 8 games on consider even 1 goal. And he has gone back to a typical 4-4-2. Say they are winning. This was on lineup against Comoros. And it is expected say they are going to use the same lineup against Ghana. And see, you could see Diarra, Diakite, Fofana, Niakate, Dante, and back 4. No? Then Uber Finfiwa, or both the end of Ali, and Koulibaly on the central midfield, and 2 wingers in Sangari, any Nena, or the new 2 Ekuano. On the first goal against Comoros, ne wings for then any woman of Sangari and Dombia. It's a typical 4-4-2 from Tima, your friend in Mali. Rich, this is how Mali will want to play as a typical 4-4-2. And to say, omo 2 wingers, 4 midfielders, no, 2 central midfielders, and omo 2 wingers with 2 attackers in Sangari and in Dombia. To say, and a team, your friend Mali airboy 4-4-2. Now, Rich, Senator Mekano, we are fortunate to get the probable 11 of the Blasters. And at this point, I will share your screen as well. Probably you will see it. Say, and a probable 11 at here. And Rich, say changes you, Baba, I will tell you where the changes will come. But trust in Shase. We are telling you what is going to happen in Enyumre. Rich, this is your powerful 11. Goalkeeper Benjamin Asari. And Maminka a 3-4-2. So we have got 3 back. That is the decision. Per the tactical reviews, video analysis, Blasters na yo omo kampunyano. And then we have got 3-4-3, 3 back system. And the goalkeeper Benjamin Asari. Back 3, Rich. Outside every other Blasters there was one decision the technical team has still not taken. And you do have a control.
Okay.
With the 3 back, no, on the right, Jonas Ajete. In the middle, Alexander Jiku, who is coming to anchor the back 3, no, and the defensive network, no. Which on the left-hand side, a decision must be taken between Jerome Opoku and Sariki Abantia, your friend Salisu. Look, Salisu, you started French league, on Bobby. But the bench, it will go make the squad into why Rusty Kakra. Why Rusty Kakra? Jerome was good against Star, but on your injury, Salisu by whether he has shaken it off
Now, so now, so at me, I come out when she shall do now. So, Pato, the 10 year, Uba, YouTube, Nhyira TV, Nhyira TV, YouTube now, wet me, and so, Enya, Jumedi, be, Ahena, and also at me, Aboye Pa, ya, comment, and so the bar, you bet me, I can carry in at the amount of the permanent test, and also at me, Akwe, at the amount when she say, I would do now so, and to the 10 and 10 pay, and also bet me so, Adriania. Now, when him say, and one under senior national team, the Blazers of Ghana, and Sweden could him. Now, yet the one some P na Eddie Abrawo, and rather Amaza, dear Obia Kai, I Bismarck, Usu Bempa, Ayala, and the predictions, don't do to. I dare say, where changes to be a new tea, Yabe, Yabedu, Kumembo, me fast now, and for many make an peno, one more else, Yasene, I would have seminar, Yaman, sir, also at Timaka, as I says, as Ope, say, we say, with them. High sense are down among the refrigerators. One of the chance fees are said about after so air conditioners, no more crockofa, Eddie about open lesser, air television now on sub account there, compact one in our sir, at me account about what cinema scena. We bet me do about a smartphone and a sound system, water dispensers, microwave nip blender. There's some microphone in Eddie about our answer shower doing now so. And to it me can say, when the high sense and so I hear not as a nema at me I come at the amount when she say I would do in so and Tiadia Quatas a mecamfo at the amount and so anonymity Abasana tells wet to me at Jenny Panatas at me I come and I says as a mecantos a Ghana for never be a showrooms no baby bia unsu ubenya our baby bia a come as a 16 registered there ubenya high says now for wet to me and your monsu edumana and also at me aboy power ayansi who do enina aso and Tabanza the anatas about the anatas at Timmy I come and the sense say Uba Tamale Anna Afe Oko Aye Techiman Anna Aye Western region there and no Aye Takwa in Takwa Anna Fe Boas Ubenya Uko Sunyania Ubenya high sense ye showed me be our Afe so Basin Konkai and no ya Mahira Anna Fe Basona Dansuman Uko East Legon Kasua West Small our Teba Kumansianum say no ye Edum Anna Afe Azara Johnson our Tafo Hoy Anna Fe Kofawidia Ubenya high sense Yenya man of quality name on very affordable dia bakwa e man e come and so say baby bia beto ya catching on 5 years warranty and ya man sa akanti when I sense entry emome no me say betimi any atoka say aye 0302550000 na onso we ni edin sa so makacha say ade nyina mu ye disca na yo ani nti na meka fo makacha say ABC games ni de come pa ABC games ano na ma dodo na enso enya sika edi yanka say ABC dia eno na chese yedi aya krade a chese winya select 3 letters but other so be select PX and VS na ye do na chese PXS no eno so enya PM say pikim na chese wanya sika edi na unim say every 5 Ghana echo ana betime to betime enso de 10 Ghana enso etime twa na eno etime aboa akoba say do no ye na say wo numbers na wo pick here ana say wo letters na wo pick here no emu ba ku APM pacho wo sika wo di twa ye bo ho miensa ana fesu se mu mienu PM a sika na di twa ye no ye bo aye nwotwe adima na mo 3 letters ni nyina APM dia aye 200 times we sick na chase wetima nya skadi na no so wetima boye pa eno ye ABC games de make for adima na so fa wo phone na wadale aye *262# na fe wa ba be ka krade wo na enchames no na chase no so etimi aye kama adima wan hye awodo nyina so National Lottery Authority at the stamp no at the assistant ya na wa mo ani enso de eche na fe wanya sika adiboto nda etimi abwa wo wie ne sanso de a ade aboga Franco asemen kanto se mobile phones no kama pa no wo mo no makokofa edi aba ene ope original Nokia phones original Samsung and afe iPhone a won sa account de Franco at the Franco television edi aba wo mo de Franco air refrigerators who purchase freezers afe air conditioners on sub account there what the washing machine microwave and afe blender water dispensers no wo mo akofere nyina edi aba and the ban CCTV camera and na kadia no your burger Franco adawroma wo mo no de say we nyina and so edi eba wan hye shawo so enti Franco esi enano pay no wo ba kumase anim say and edum de baabi bebre wo benya Franco Trading Enterprise kumase ejaba jewelry sincha wo edum wo mo ebo ho afa wo ne challenge bushop ana ebo so wo de wani chemo no enso ewo eye old mekoma wo mu bentemu enom epe ana afe wo me Kofo Clinic and the new Ketia Ubenya Franco Trading Enterprise number 17 Boga Franco Edin Komo Ewaso 0245 316 969 and as 0560 684 417 na Franco Trading Enterprise ajo so mane manyina awie paye ade ama wan sisa wodo nyina so na mepato MTN Ghana ade sisa pa ade aba na MTN Ghana ade IMK tasa Medfarmer ana akofa ade aba aya pomdin se ati ba eno ebeboa ye pa amata se ene wo kwa supiti ne nyina aye fofofo ade ma sansa nya fina wo bekwa na ne wakotwa doctor sa ana so wotwa ma obi apie ansana wo consult room no wudu abebepa wu card chair na yatrawo eye room abekọ na fe wakwa ko hu eye doctor na doctor so etimi ahe kama na eno etimi aboa eno ye MTN Gamma ene eye Medfarmer de omedi aba atase eba beba na ene enu nim se package no je wo gold package and ye silver package no enso ewo ho who opportunity so betu so between eye 10 Ghana eye a month and so 161 Ghana a month na tase no so etimi aboa ye pa eno eye MTN and afe Medfarmer enso so omedi abano no na ade baako ayese so beda apomudin se atiba we so na impo ya twado ade ama se kokoto a ena so befre aye Medfarmer for na fezuno no wacho mo ba bia wona afe waboboa no pe wonsa atimi aka eno no wo mo nso adawroma no pe wo mo eso asena gudem nsam no yade adana apomudin ayade ehu ehia ye pa eninti so wote se ye bom dawro ne ka to se ye memedra na wayentempa na fe wo ma wonsa enso atimi aka de esan se Kulun Ghana Limited aba oboama bema bia no eniema so atimi akoye de ama bema bia entu ya bema na wucheme na ekame se premature ejaculation na etito slow erection make us a libido enso form ana afe ade se ene slow erection na etito a wedro aye mesakil eno na ebeboama bema bia onpaso agude no eniema so akoye adi ama no pay wo me de hunchu capsule so ba eno ye for urinary tract infections we ya bema attach so tetem wodun so woti ya e bema ma waduro aye hunchu capsule no ana bebo ye pa ba the prostate enlargement a eduro bebo na tuase ade ama ye hunchu capsule afe omodi araba bazen tablet so ba eno enso aye medo ebo ba bia menstrual pains menstrual disorders ne betuase ade ama ba bia wabre ene na ba se wubu nsa wonya problem bia entu yo ba na tese wutieme na ene ma nkoye enfama eduro bebo no aye araba bazen tablet afe ntwide e ba se oba wuni uresia na wuni atenka edura ya kama no aye araba basin tablet anopai ma wonsa enka wonde Kulun Ghana Limited na de pay aba no mesa betima freso aye 0244 275429 na fe wuni omonso etimi edinsa waso ye pa na unim se ene anopai no ade ba ko a ebo ye pa ma obi eho heha no abatan ni nyina no aye flower kiss tissue na flower kiss tissue no duma enso edi no enya sam keto akra na mom no we die ma men kanfo na men kanto se we aye flower kiss baby diaper Flower Kids baby diaper and a diaper with the bubble frana a woman who I will see and now they say rashes be a guabo frano and to me now person the diaper papa a ball body dear and your Flower Kids baby diaper and I'm a come for Ediamo and your delta paper meal and I crack for Ediaba one more iron maximum air absorbent and tea or my into layers and take a simple abofrano crab so agunua a banum union na I'm an aqua dear today wabrabo frano nyunyu bia nka no mane mama su entity wo enti abata ni nyina diaper papa mekanfo e dia mama no e Flower Kids e baby diaper na numbers a ubetuma freso e 0243 033 033 wanya dodo enso atimi etoton na eno aboye pa e promotion me pato ebase wuti se bibi e promotion na nim se ebo no yatiti se hwi na eno na royal form asem kanto se sisi no student matters no wo matiti ni nyina so essence promotion ana cheso mo enso aye makato se o comfortability ehun hia pade a mattress ese oda so no aye royal royal mattress de aye kama pa ene sukufo ya mo ko skubu nyina sisi no 4 inches aye mattress no eno ye 350 pe ya titu se hwi ana fe 3 inches no aye 320 Ghana pe entano pa wotemenka na wo hia mattress a wo beda so na fe ama awadwendwe nyina akofo my stress free na fe wo so de so kosua de a ebetimi enso bi wa dum ye de eno aye royal mattress eno na mekanfo edem abata ni nyina enkoda ni koskwa na fe mate aye student mattress ni bi atase firi wo ya ho enso edam am numbers a mu betimi afreso na manya dodo etu aton no aye 0202 271 000 anaze 0202 271 000 na first ma fra royal phone for nature manya dodo enso atimi etoton na eno etimi aboye pa ene piva beverages adaroba wo me the piva cola piva orange flavor piva tangerine or me the piva cocktail ediaba eno na ye kama ye pa won san kan we dia na first we etimi man san kan we dia outdoor we now ye event bi na ye birthday party bi na to apunto bi na to ubenya soft drinks a ebebo amata se uduma wugina tima ya kama pade a eno ye piva beverages so madawroma wo me drinks so me dia be na me kanfo ediama wo pedodo etoto a no me sa be freso aye 0550 032231 na wanya piva cola wonso wetimi ede adujuma na ayakama ede ama wansisa wodo nyina so mepato de tense flower tissue no afa de medu so flower disposable handkerchiefs no na no bia adi ede atum na unya aya flora disposable handkerchiefs na mepato aya super absorbent with the cleaner enja patics bia eweche ano no offices awdo no bia ensu eyuso wo your back na wutemi wudi tum so classic lady na ube pia bontina wu yisu facial tissue ya kama wu ya kate jama kanfo ediama no aya flora de no na aya kama flora de na didi juma e ma bibia enso ekoye wo me de flora tiro enso aba edamoto fragrance free aya pure white won sabetimi account there no me sabetimi so aya 0243 033 anaze 0246 426 172 wadaroma won sanso etimi account there na etimi boy partner telesal I say, men can't say I SME month, and I'm saying SME month into no way the next generation for entrepreneurs. Me just say any young entrepreneurs no, and don't just say the package way, and so at the MMO, we a young entrepreneur. Now, person so with business in the ecosia party, and you tell me, tell us how at the business runway, and after a exclusive networking event, and after tell us red air mixer, and AI workshop at the about babe boy ye pa we do modi unlock air product desire ebe meet anase ebe fit unique business na won so wasese na and no person we enter no pa wo temenka dia telisel eso or the SME month at the bar eba be boy ye pa and non so be send more to 1133 na fe we ni telisel and so hwebom na fe so the new SME month here and so by and so etimi aboma business no etimi akona nim ye pa wo ma dawro ma na no pay no wo mo ese yase agbe nsam no yade ba betan wo pato ade ba kwa yase adanse de nipa ba ko pa na Ghana man agina tum nipa ba ko pa na Asantman agina tum eno ye nana ba sapon guess up properties no na oseme nkanto se ene oto asase anafe owo fia wode ema han anafe owo efia eno so oton ente ye fia na pato eno ye guess up properties nana ba sapon no na ade ba kwa yase asase bi ode ba ma no litigation free manso sembie no ho enya fina langas sem ewo ho ento o ma asase a genuine one ana won seka ento no pay make say any Atonso High School Johnson 5 acres of land at the water say turn den afro do any chemo awa dade ntem a eno aye Accra Kumasi main road no eno so 1.5 acre at the water say eno so yepo bi ediama no ento wo tie misisi a giant so be friend na ba sapon I was 0541 135 464 and as 0249 136 582 na woni na ba sapon enso etimi edin komo me pato eyefie na opato a wo ma ofia enya fi na abusua bi ba se efie ne kwa no ni pod ma na enye se won na eton fi pato we abusua man so bia eni ho document ade ma no genuine document ana won saka wo say into air rental agency no so juma wo mu di air say apartment ana apa han ebia wonya office bi adimu dwuma wonya warehouse bi adimu dwuma pato na na ba sapa na be aye adwuma ni nyina edama ane across Ghana baby bia pato wo properties p ha year 20 and also be contact no Kumasi anum say there ya so ekese no wo ko adekoja atia ane koloko trading grounds me pato nsaben kum so ana obenya gasa properties afebrekum doma hinkro ana sunyane wo kon kan so pato yenkwa tabako enso ewo ho eno eye gasa properties ana no pay wunini enso esia obebo ama business no enso etimi abumi ye pa wo pese wo ton asase wo pese wo ton eye ofie so a wo de bedan ye be na ye adwuma ni nyina kama edama we ede nyuma ko nya foforo enka ye pi na na no pay o maso yasena agudem nsam no ye di edan no ana the senior national team the Brothers of Ghana enya 3 points at the Ghana wabra ye ni Mali and so wabra the most important thing as a Ghana and so enya win no and the air no yensa and so etimiaka do say mo se born in your fani ada ba kwabna born de di o ma 3 points per wunya wia na fe di aka na ya hwe adwen o sanke antimi ansa ka no pe eye bebre nipa ba kwa no ho aye me wonwa kwasi ayala kwabna minim se osofu bi na ese ni nkomo se na de bi kwabna born ye moye se ana unim ma mi wie unim se bia te se Ghana Premier League na ya so score line eso bi boton mo kobo game ka yesi eye 2 pepepe eye 2 kwabna go na yese nyamiama go nso ne yese o ka se go no so sa na bebe ebeye like ube hu anse ball no do atenem be ye wie obi abeka so Ghana nyade ya bobo efe but the most important thing 3 points na no a the same thing dito ana chese na emu no ade bobo chen ada match na ne ya boni
na uja ba ko bi wo
de hia
osaka say a pon game na player ba ko ndi pa be boni din pa is our goalkeeper Benjamin Asari.
Yes, Makai no so Makai no
amanfo be boni din
but we hu asase aban de we hu
why
oh say Timura
eba be di sankomo no eba be di sankomo no
ndi we kana no paper de ka we de wotimi se dito pa bu dito unya asase aban de ne de anka kwamna enu anu no se pacho wa play akro
oh me so kana Timura
pacho Jordan asem no
pacho me mo bi edi pacho
and me de Jordan asem na make
na me mo bi edi
says na ne bra na ne Timura we de o ya asase aban me kwabna in fact yeah, my boys now.
Okay.
No, my idea. Yes. So, and no, my way, Yankee, better hey. Yeah. And Quebec can poto, Cabna. Once I met me, I stick it to play pattern. I bought my way now by the say, your bomb, my basso. To me, Cabna, the MGD, say, going forward in your black stars and a better compared to the previous ones now, you because you know, your midfield, and answer, and none you won't party ye pa. Partable ya kan enra atese onya the free row a party operating you say party sa na atese akwa no ball no onim ni ball pa yenti no
okay
omo yiro omo kakra ka ho a em say ebeboaye
all right Gabi the foreign na na everyone some joining live on YouTube in Shot TV now in started discussing so say from young group, which is A Group I, and say, there will be about 8 matches with a 2 set of games. I ever born next month now for a qualifiers near who they all call 2026 World Cup. No, now also games now, your boy now. Before I know I ever boy at the end of crown. Now Central African Republic at Tenerife, I'm a Comoros. I question the Caminua, almost intimi ante. In general, before I ever play a game in the crown, na Comoros of no, amo atsna hama is a nema anqui zone. Aha, sorry, I from some Madagascar. Nobody can ashe or maya. You're from say a year, Chad, a camion some momosono, amo ati a canoba quintino naze, Adiana tie 16-16. It was a Ghana no ya avoid the defeat, draw or win. Everything I'm buying. Na ama ye still na ye lidi in table no awo aye group I like we said or predicted yesterday, it was a game no enya flamboyant, and yebenya a scrappy win 1-0 because say you say go we are probably likely ebia team no ebe defending ya manage ya 1-0 nana whatever go be ani ahye ne be manage say na be able to enya the 3 maximum points na ya set top our group AI and exactly as ayala sabo kan no and na obi a alternative na chihwe game ni bia no ehun say nsem ni na no but what he predicted say ebesu game ni ni na and so ebemu enti say so we in group na after yabo games ni na awie no what is aya Monday 10 no Ghana edi kan with 19 points plus of 11 goals. 8. Yabo 8 matches. Me the two na ba count. Ha, ka 2 set of games, you know. Na yabo and so etimi awie. Enti after 8 matches, you know. Ghana edi kan with 19 points plus of 11 goals. Goal the new problem gra. Madagascar amotoso miensa 16. Comoros etoso miensa 15 and 9 Mali almost 12. Central African Republic our 5 and a Chad for no many chato kra so our 1 point and our ho. Is a Mali for the omni say young group no so more top of the omni to it's only out of that conversation. That convo no is a idea yen to be family for no and mama kahon. Name mathematically almost so second place teams are almost a points in the bay on betting so qualify no. I'm so still that sound commonly give it to me Ediomo afra mathematically. But say young group no more almost toppy na almost so etimi akobo a World Cup in the sad discussions, you know. Is a money for yen to me Ediomo enfra enti no a young group no after Monday 8, you know. Sana the group dynamics, you know. HCTM says it should be Ghana 19 points, Madagascar 16, Comoros 15, Otosumiensa, Mali Etoso 9-12, Sansuna Central African Republic Omotosunum Omo 5 points and a Chad Omo any point bia and so our ho. Na anno before Abda Forba Transfifi Manfred any Ayala Bebem na ya starte yen group no mu en common diamama Sakrana. Yabahwe de nkomion so ha yabe rezi eye fatilo na yabo voices abe discuss game na nkasa no enra after the game no say osha reactions are eba ebi feel say Ghana say group ni yen di kind with 19 points and you likely say dia yabe qualify akobo 2026 eye World Cup ebe koso our America, Canada and then Mexico. But nipadodo na in fact some Ghanaians feel say Otuado is not a man. Tactically, I say osana nyade. Eti nkabeya ye qualify wi ampanifo nda no kwan na ye nkope coach bia ye feel so yade na ye mfa no nkobo ye World Cup no. Ebi so feel say ye too harsh on Otuado because ono na dia bo qualify so qualify nti adentina ono qualify team no dia ko World Cup dia eno dia manfo so ntimi emfa ye enkobo game nti nkabaya ye bo World Cup ni wi a ye njo opani ni kwan na ye mfa coach foforo emfa emra me patcho sanse me so gina he that school of thought no u gina he ojire so Otuado no se o qualify Ghana na ye ko World Cup ni wi a ye nto so amane nya adwuma no ana so wi a ye nka chen se ye opani ye do ase o de gisgai netrase na emfa coach foforo emfa no nkobo competition no eno question me to the ama mo share live awo YouTube in Chat TV Fabra na afia beta from rem Fifi Manfred wa Samson na Bismarck Osubempa Ayala the prophet ono so atrase na aya good morning but I want to say
Nyankopado maybe I friend.
okay so say you for say memfa prophet enka odi no ho
Hey,
we a prophet.
in the case na no
Because no predictions now yeah any day. I didn't. I see say that who did catch a game no screen so. And I'll be now but ube chichi with the chain. and it's super.
Yede nyame asese course. Yede nyame asese course. I think say the na ye show game ni mu no. Any results na epie mu no is eno na Nyankopon aye ho adwumade amaye no. Say under normal circumstances what me Mondays pa na me type white eshe. But Sunday no Rich Anna Bibi catch me say no. This time around ube show white on Tuesday after the Blasters game. Senebeya, you celebrate the victory with whites. This is how Henra. No, I carry no, but not me say there be. I wear it today, mom. After the show, Rich. You see, Senena game in situation it's you know. And who born and no boy, you know. Baby, I need could do. Any the results that we needed. And who born and no boy, you know. And you see, I don't want to sound like I say you are being too much carried away and I say baby. But if Nkofo any young about the kind of football I know Ghana boy it is well accepted.
No opinion. No.
Yes, but in all honesty, that was how we were supposed to play the game yesterday.
Not flamboyant, but for 3 points.
Charlie. The most important thing was to win. Win. 3 points, win. Senkenu anke half goal cry. Would have taken it. Rich. The first time Chelsea won Champions League, was the Allianz Arena against Bayern. Do you remember the kind of football they played? Rich, they defended with their lives. Ryan Bertrand mo. They played as if say they know Bayern were better. By a ball game New Year and Rich, it was a day of history for Chelsea. They've won their first Champions League. Who cares about the ball, no more boy? Who? Why you found? Jose Mourinho got the Real Madrid job after eliminating Barcelona with Inter Milan or the Camp Nou. Real Madrid is a flamboyant team, but the audition Jose Bayer was Spain was not flamboyant. It was resource.
So Mourinho be catch us a final yambo yeji.
And you see,
my
point is, say who a Chelsea fan, who a Jose fan, who a fan of foreign football. If you celebrate these kind of wins with your club or Europe, now who same person is turning around to be so critical about the same thing done at the Blasters? Rich, it is your problem. But anyway, nothing but a win. Whether you call it negative football, dirty football, that is your problem. The team needed to win, and we won. Today, Senka Opta supercomputer, just Ghana, we are around 85%. See ever qualify for World Cup. It is because of yesterday's game. The supercomputer will give you 85%, not because you didn't play flamboyant football, but because you got a certain job done. Yesterday, we needed to execute a certain thing, and at the end of the day, it was done. Now look at the league table.
19, 16, 15, 12, 5, 1.
Who named the head there table? No. Why in a day cheap Madagascar?
Yeah, 16.
Only Madagascar 2 games, 2 away games against Comoros, against Mali. Away, Madagascar ombo home biem. Ni games aka nyina away to Comoros and Mali. Mali, 2 games aka away to Chad on that AstroTurf and home to Madagascar. Rich, Comoros, a date with the Blasters as our last game, our Accra. And before I start game, no, the game answer no, far away in Morocco, not in Central African Republic, Morocco, because Omumbo neutral grounds, Omuni Stadium, Omukrum. And we will go to Morocco to play Central African Republic. Rich, so they have nothing at all at stake.
Maybe for pride.
Aside from say, they have to turn up and play the game. And there was a game,
Okay.
You have a big thank you for qualifying to the World Cup with Comoros. And if Rich, you drew Comoros game, you know Accra. If you want beautiful football, come to Accra and watch it against Comoros after we've qualified. You qualify, you know. The results in the game, no. If you want beautiful football, you want to see Christopher Babon Sumo dazzling like your new Ghana Messia, you come and watch it there.
Okay.
But see, media Rich.
I qualify.
We are taking every resource we are just for the resource and not because of flamboyant football.
Kofi,
Which
good morning.
Good morning.
Now what you saying? The group, you know.
Enra unse before the game, match, you know. Now we're being faced with the near harshest of realities of senior Nyama Betimiako. And make senior so follow Chad game now. Chad they can share first goal. And you better show me 3-1 or so game him. So then the other people have done their job. Now Akayeng says CNCA Juma. And I think say now we are almost there. We had a job to do. And in fact, in this international break, Maka 2 things say their first job and SCA and say Nanke saying he caught Chad Kokoshe. That was the easiest of the 2 jobs. And on Ankoyi. And we had to do the most difficult one here in the most difficult game. And Rich, we got a job done. For me, Anna, in matches like this, we are too fixated on performance and Otuadoa. Then maybe you need Papa na Pana on penasem. Because on a night like that, you didn't come about Otuado. You didn't come about what he could have done and what he couldn't have done. And Rich, trust me, in fact, tactically, this is one of the best games I Ghana. One of the best games we've played. But I can understand, say the average viewer and follower and back say, oh, born and then fair. And when Utuado can see a permanent and a World Cup, I can understand when somebody says that because UTT chief now ocean with such a lens, you get that okay, no born and shadanye. But it was a proper game plan. A game plan to play exactly like that. And after the game on Rangasa Kain. And so now, before the game, I made mention to you say near Malifoni coach near a psychological ploy say ye be a G3. Near bebo bo momope. But any see a bo momope. I see a boy ye bo. Near me man ye show giving. And what we're looking for is a 3 points. It's for me, I think we are just about 1 win, 1 draw, be away, and then we are in Dreamsland of 2026 World Cup. You qualify we are. Then we can sit back and analyze the whole campaign for the African Cup of because me part of the people that said say after the African Cup of Nations campaign more to World Cup campaign then a World Cup campaign we can just oppose the 2. You who Ange Postecoglou
or your Juma for Tottenham Hotspur throughout the season and Kuyo Kokoji title in the European title. Or we no still Tottenham said they will let him go. So after that, you can just oppose the two competitions, the two qualifying games now. Fair that's okay. It's me qualify for World Cup there. You ain't me qualify for AFCON. You marry me now. Data sets is it enough to say it's okay? We will move or we will move. Then we can make an analysis and conclude on what to do. Which I'm the most important is that I see a board down for Abaso, down for Juma, and that is Otuado and Nemrantian.
Okay. Messages kakra dia banafe. You move to your next topic. That is atmosphere. Yeni TV achi yentimi ankonkan. Yehu our TV no so in fact attendance na I am massive. And supporters and so said in no yindina e kasa yen created the intimidating atmosphere at the cross force him said bia Malians no emo my jittery na etimi capitalize on it ye dia show mo no I think to me the no amemi hui or the cross force the minim said ye so ahwe game no unsu na afi ye medi eye sa enkomo no na on Facebook no sorry on YouTube I brand here your friend said about Mr. Vino say Ghana have the qualities but no experienced coach. Otuado must leave. Replace him with Amorim. Randy ba.
Otuado.
You were just in it.
Otuado for Amorim. And I think
what's that name?
Amorim and any tip and Otuado and
Masa.
Again, Amorim
see. On a day like this, and
no, but we are qualified.
Somebody
has qualified a country or qualified a country for two or
qualify now.
Qualify paying now. First World Cup, you want to qualify. Amorim no know then why. Any tipe no senior. Let's move on. Any size no to ado.
Mati, message no cramming can be. Ayala. Around you, man. Yano wabatra. Goofy.
Oto
do that level.
Oto versus Amorim. Head to head.
Amorim no mess no form. To be a Manchester United. Oh, they are here. Oto di adwuma.
1 point per game.
Amaza. Oto obey adwuma do.
No Oto starts so with Ghana and nyem gidi sa.
Nyesa. Say no tin na Amorim
Amorim.
Oto ado osia de Jurgen Klopp. Amorim na nyekra.
But Rich, you see, first no, na Kumasi, and ye did 2 years home, say a back crucial Blasters game. We are able to create a certain home for the game, crowd, atmosphere, support. Charge. And say a lot of the recent successes of the Blasters, the story is written here, Baba Sports Stadium. After the year, officially it became the home of the Blasters. And because there was evidence to show for it. Super support in Kumasi. But Rich, I think that Enrano Rich will be mentioned for a very, very long time too.
Sure. Because almost starting, I've been there 5 hours to the game. My friend Lou, no catch him say crowd now. Is serious.
And you see, who said no don't take it to a stadium ho. Enti omo no omo queue I was stadium na bonte no. I omo kucha take it dada. They have to form a queue to enter. Rich, there's a difference between Nkofo Aba Stadium and it's a Nkofo air supported team now. And Senebedi Kakan Baba had all Sadiano a boom and a man near Philly say this is the home of the Blasters. But Rich, in the past we used to say so Accra for no ombeba, but omoba they are too gentle. Unyasa charge atmosphere na Kumasi funny creating no. But Rich Enwa was different. They understood the assignment with the players and the technical team. Say Sawoko Stadium. The entire CAA pre-match press conferences are Ayana coaches elevate part of the communication to call on the supporters and they say, Rich, you want them to understand what is at stake. Send a mumu team no. I plan it to take care of the game no. They will understand it and go right with you. Rich, and the supporters understood the assignments. And it's all right. Even though Nayabono was not a typical Ghana pass sweet football. No. Rich, men anything na a despise the supporters. No. They were right in tune with the team. Supported it through the dirty football, through the buga, sometimes stylish. So, Pata Tene Bakubi, yay! Kudusa take it on Bakubi, yay! But, se Pata Tene, no se Kudus eteki will be honor. Rich, and some money or Sebona or Mode Matim, no, and that's what Mode Massa action. No. It was the same they were giving to when Benjamin Asare had a chebo. When Alexander Jiku had the ball, when Salisu a slide the tackle. So what they were cheering for offensive play, they were doing same for defensive play, and I think that was absolute support. Okay, and Rich, yeah, Dakar supporters nasi. They did marvelous. And I pay me one of the videos are. No, Obia saw the phone, touch lights. They were so vociferous. And Rich, and you're gonna match in Kwana Mashe. Doing this qualifiers, you heard you Europe, you heard you Africa, other venues. This is what support is about. Look, I told you, you can say Ghana a football country, and as a football nation. Rich, these are some of the things we say. Yes, yepe. That is what makes a performance and your trophies. And the DNA of the people, no, when it comes to football, they know what it is. They know how to go to stadium and support their team. Rich, Blasters and Kofope. Okay, and me nada ya won da. And that is the reason why me de bia me ka say Asamba Blasters no one. Hey, bia mu no obi anka na adwene. Because I'm on football. Yes. Rich obi no one can want some. Sure. Enti ene sak otuado o there be man ntina oh ni nyina ya odo ni bia. Obi e pade ni ye. Eno ntina asamba obi apeso ka bi no. Enti the same people are omunya diverse argument and discussion about the Blasters are the same people that go there to support at the end. Enti I was so impressed with the crowd, the support they gave to the team. And the atmosphere now, a county at the end, they play their part. Why do I didn't know Tom Sevens before? I don't go postman because the supporters were super. And when you said Ghana, we played with not even 12 men, 13 because the supporters came and they supported the team to win. Kudos. They played their part very well.
Okay, Brian, now play a role.
The supporters
no.
Hey, see, time when us Tom Stanford at the pre-match press conference, Oka say he doesn't care about the Malians that will come. Meka Jose no ne rudo rada. Bosiri mukane on one and number 7 and Oka kase park and Samsung MP. It's very important. 2 days ago.
Also park so or two na nisha so or no need team man na never board.
I'm fine.
Makoda.
I must see about bobo. That's the thing. And
so her back is so na Ghana for hey. And I'm Mali for nkwa na bobo.
Yeah, on only game plan on the by any saying no ever kasa ansem. Na ke bia aha otuado mo say okay. Any ye be bo
4-3-3 yebe biem yebe kita bona passe na ke bua ke 1-2-3 na si echi no say 2-0 then that is all. Rich, in competitions and things like this, nobody gives a hoot about say boy efe una okita ball more. It's not important. I mean, say ye nyina ye ko chad in Jamaica ban ye cast okay ye bo 60-something% ball possession yes ye nya. Why is it that today we are fixated on playing more possession in the game that we want to play? And yet idea and we are all what matters most to us. The game na the most important thing game and that's the most important. Rich, yeah. Now make us say 2 days ago, Michelle Turkey versus Spain. Spain for a Champoto. Now, when you see Vincenzo Montella is the Turkish national team for manager Richardo. Now, was a Spain Turkey for team no one lose match before the Spain game, and we'll be him say Spain there, Spain. Rich, they are prepared. I mean, Turkey for no, they are prepared. Montella catch Turkey fans bebe nyina say obianche atade red because so many Spain be cool. Rich, in the first 5 minutes, you could hear the crowd. Only Spain for the air. Spain had to get an early goal, second goal, third goal. Now for Roma Dujano, was Turkey or so the crowd is very important. The Turkish knew that without their crowd they can't play. And now it's your game, Omuni Italy boy. The Israelites stood a chance. Omulusu game by 5-4, but they were dominating. Crazy because game. Of the crowd.
Crazy game.
Crowd no one. The crowd now, but omuni say born in Imbo, but near the neighbor, near dinching. It's here, baby. It's send a crowd who here and Kiambo home and away.
Sure.
Come out, you can pick one venue near Hakobo.
Yeah, must I support us grand question.
Crowd is important. Rich last season. Paris Saint-Germain say some all trust no. All of the away games they played. Even at Arsenal, all trust they dominate here. So in support is so important. Now, wow, nipa crowd ball brano. The support you get for the people that love you. Look at how much it does for you. Congratulations to Bia. And near Monday very interesting to me. It's a rich. Near Monday, near Friday, near Thursday. Congratulations to the people of Accra.
Okay.
And that is the economic capital. Ejuma Koso. And then you say go for we share match in Yano. This morning, Ebubo 8 no matter at our office to watch us and talk about the game again. And I mean, to all of them, I mean, they have been superb and congrats to all of them.
Nana Kofi, I say, can we win the World Cup if we sack Otuado? If the answer is no, then let's keep him. But do we World Cup now? Say, there's no need sacking Otuado.
But Rich, you see, is there an Otuado topic? Bibi war. Why then? Why must there be Otuado subjects after Ghana?
I'm so tactically because if you game now, I say, OTT nature be panic okay. Throughout the 90 minutes, you need the referee to count.
Nice one.
Only game management.
Nice one. Maybe I referee the way. Let me say it. Rich.
Nhyira fan.
Ghana football. The history of Ghana football. The most successful coach in the history of Ghana football is CK Jemfi. Who you know? Rich, we've seen legendary coaches. A bit to say the multi-system man Samade. We've seen Coach Afrane of blessed memory. Top Ghanaian coaches. In between, we brought in Portuguese, we brought in English, and other foreign coaches. But Rich, with all those people, the history of Ghana football had never made an appearance at the World Cup. Never. With agro football, multi-system football, the CK Jemfi brand of football. Football be a nimbo bia. it is in our DNA and our orientation, have never taken us to the World Cup at the senior level. Never. Rich, do you know what took us there? Do you know what coaching? And the Serbian coach.
That time one top.
The Serbian system. The Ghana orientation against the Serbian system. It is the Serbian system, after roaming within Ghana football history, that took us first to the world stage at the senior level. Rich, what was the brand of football under Djukovic? What was the brand of football under Milovan Rajevac?
That's a normal for kind. I was born in your fair.
So,
the BR one top.
And
one go project.
And nothing I say. Our own agro football, our own multi-system football, where did it take us in the context of the world game? It took the Serbians to tell us, Ghana, you will never get there. You need to tweak to be more resource-oriented than flashy football. Rich, they came in and locked us in with Antonio Ananmo. Gave us compatibility. Gave us tactical discipline team. Resolute, very difficult to score against. We realized our first World Cup. And see, from that time, a typical Ghanaian football follower should have changed his orientation and added that side of your tactics. And Obia Otimi getting it right, Biano will appreciate Otuado today. Rich, that is why I started by giving you examples of European games. Chelsea, Jose, Rafa Benitez, Antonio Conte. Why do we appreciate those coaches, but we are refusing to accept such trajectory when it comes to Ghana football? And a stereotyping and will trim dada. Say akwawe here or ye dear bang maybe the onya mami. Are we doing this discussion with open mind? Rich, say if we are, na yet be a free bar. And what got us there, Asia? We will change the narrative.
Moving on. Na Ivanko, the Warriors say one of the reasons why Real Madrid has more Champions League title than any European club is the mentality to get the 3 points or get qualification to the next stage.
Fantastic. Was as simple as that. Always a boy for boy.
Rich is Carlo Ancelotti one of the best
tacticians?
Not tacticians, the best coaches when it comes to flamboyant football. But isn't he the most successful?
Sure.
So what are we talking about?
Roland Fabregas will say no improvement in the team. Just stagnant football. We are not the Serbian system, but the players express themselves.
And didn't you see the players expressing themselves? Why do you think only expressing yourself and so on?
Samuel Adu Akofrempo say you can't mention top coaches without mentioning Osam Diodu. Okay. Evan to say na I feel the game no come on. The game come on now. Yes, started with the Malians. Omu coach ye friend say Tom Senfet. Na enra ye ball game ni bi no so asembika. Asembe no oka. Ase wo mu yenti Mali coach no asembe and na odikotu ga awo press conference no enso asena fe yemfa ento so emfa mamo inshawanzo 4.5 Tom Senfet after a Ghana game yenti do oka.
Afraid of us. They played with 5 people. We knew they played against Madagascar, also with 5 in the back. They won, I think, 3-0. It showed that they were afraid of us. They played with 5 people. We knew they played against Madagascar, also with 5 in the back. They won, I think, 3-0 that game. But we expected Ghana what would be more offensive if you have the power of Semenya, Adu, Kudus, Williams, and all the attacking wingback. You could punish us in the first half with very offensive play at home, get the public behind you. That was our thought. I thought Ghana will start very aggressive attacking football against us to kill us in the first 15 minutes at home, for sure, after the not so good performance against Chad. So I was surprised that they started a little bit conservative with 5 people in the back, and so we had to adapt in it. We didn't expect it.
Okay, and the Mali coach, I find said Tom Esenfet, and after the game, or say, or can't some now, almost over can't some now, as I feel obey antisi, or can't say this or can. Or say no, or no country be as a Ghana for near through Mali for. Now you're strong because I say so in place I could na offensive wise. Now give it to me attack home in the first 15 minutes a killing game no. But also Korean Ghana team now video 5 not and go for be on version na video as a defend. As a bonus or throughout the 90 minutes. Na bibia che so to adon nem rante no. Na omusro entina nipa dodo na most of the players about 5-6 na omudina egu akire ho a with our players Kuta Kudus Patenuma. I mean a twinkle of eye on betimi assessa game and the bibiano. You defend ya no jide say Ghana na as a game na is true etina na egu eyetrono. Owie and also her park in so a. As a one team na never born 18 bear.
But after that goal, I think there was only one team on the pitch, and that was us. Step by step, building up the pressure. We had shots from the second line, but in the 16, we couldn't create that real open chance. We had some good dribbles, but we couldn't really open the door because Ghana defended as a block with their soul. And yeah, I'm very disappointed. As a coach, I hate losing. It's the first competitive defeat with Mali in 10 matches. So I'm not happy with that, but I can't blame any of my players. My players did a great job, all of them. And in football, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. We have to learn out of what we did. We will analyze and we will bounce back the coming months. And inshallah, like they say, in the Africa Cup, I hope we will learn out of this.
Okay, I know you're Mali coach, I find say Tom Senfet. And now this son come we at the 2 days and now her parking as well. Na Mali oh Ghana for now. Oh my God, oh my God. Na kofi when I'm the Joe Tata or Domi TV or say flamboyant football is why Arsenal haven't won anything. Say after Bob Boy first oh man Jeshi go be.
Me pacho. Me person also about Tom Stanford first insect na me dim. But me show bonisi because bonisi a ebe man ya dey me show.
The ose na ye suru omo no.
First one our boy.
Ose na Ghana ye suru money for. Okay there. Inti no na infanto aso.
It showed that they were afraid of us. They played with 5 people. We knew they played against Madagascar, also with 5 in the back. They won, I think, 3-0 that game. But we expected Ghana what would be more offensive if you have the power of Semenya, Adu, Kudus, Williams, and all the attacking wingback. You could punish us in the first half with very offensive play at home, get the public behind you. That was our thought. I thought Ghana will start very aggressive attacking football against us to kill us in the first 15 minutes at home, for sure, after the not so good performance against Chad. So I was surprised that they started a little bit conservative with 5 people in the back, and so we had to adapt in it. We didn't expect it. But after
it's the last word of Malifo coach Eye. We didn't expect it.
Okay.
We didn't expect it. And it comes from the pre-match press conference now Baba here. Now no
him say about that.
Yeah, but the game now go. It's in the game plan of the FIFA, any Fini Chrome Brussels, any Bamako, Mali, capital city, Adebano. Is that Ghana have struggled to get a point against Chad.
pressure wɔ so it is ɔmo coach no n'ani nyɛ den na sɛ ɔnyɛ oni game planner he will be a rookie and decide to open the game attack us and then we will get in behind them and score it was say he was surprised that na Ghana yɛbae no ne yɛ very conservative rich Bonika chose yɛ very conservative it's exactly the game planner yɛde kɔ mu ɛwɔ in the game here boy and everything showed say Otuado's game plan was to be conservative rich me see before saying yɛbɛbɔ match no na Madagascar for no atena fie winning against Chad by 3-1 and that meant that me and Madagascar for now were in on 16 points and we had to win our game and yes sir it was always going to be difficult for us rich some side issues before we talk about the real thing Yeko with a game not like we predicted say with a 5 at the back 5 which only say time and I me tactical analysis no now media me see we switch either between a 3 back and then a 4-3-3 me boy rich but Yeko game no so you see I'm not 3 back
sure
we didn't play a 3 back neither did we play a 4 back we played a 5-3-2 because your 2 attacking wingers no they were not attacking they were flat players off the back now I want us to talk about side issues first before we get into anything tactics when we go near share when you see go near na Mali for no referee so what you know person
and an omo finish on bet chokoma FIFA
yes
they will contest
yes they said they will contest the decision by the referee in fact from the off goalkeeper said he was fouled by Brandt friend Antoine Semenyo. Oh, it's here. Let us do a job. Over here, it is pure analytical job. Me and TF1 and short force inform and you share. If truly on the goalkeeper was fouled by Antoine Semenyo, or that wasn't the case, which this is the corner kick. Say what Jenny TV and I say on YouTuber. Who say Antoine Semenyo and the goalkeeper and cheer off and home can. Then there is a Malian player also right behind him. Now, me assure the goalkeeper ni here. Or feelings will be watching or lose ball. Then he knew that Asemaba, I need to run and make sure say I'll go after it. Which this is another side of it. Goalkeeper me. This is a goalkeeper feeling 2 players behind him. 1 Malian, 1 Ghanaian. The Ghanaian was Antoine Semenyo. Which they won't come on. But behind him, 2 other players were contesting for the ball. Nipa no share ball Nakasano. Ball in nine other form. Yeah. Ball no. Not Jikuda form. Because on the Mali and no more kubo at the far post, which Mr. Mali for this no foul. There is no foul in this ball. This is Alexander.
Goalkeeping error.
He clearly missed the ball mid-air. And Jikuani and Ding, the fact that he understood that this is a ball that could fall anywhere, and say Ojinaho at the right place, he will get the ball and probably gets the goal for Ghana. No. Rich, I respect Jiku for all of that. And I want to show you a picture. Say, what journey has again on YouTube. This is Jordan or what this bottom left corner over to free kick. Now, yes, that. Anybody that tells me that going here shared was a fluke, if your combo Jiku was as a result of the preparation, we didn't intentionally attempt to go Jiku. But Rich, the corner kick routine was a plan from the team. That's why I keep on saying, when he said, ball, I didn't keep moving beside the ball. And I've said it several times on a tactical board, say, see, you don't come be tactics. Tactics in itself is less than 15% preparation for a general football preparation. You don't overemphasize on one aspect of game preparation. You don't overemphasize on tactics. You don't overemphasize on physicality. You don't overemphasize on psychology of the game. But a game preparation, bit by bit, that comes together, that forms a proper game preparation. And this is a proper game plan. Look over here. We had Mohamed Kudus there. Say, yeah, about the short corner kick. You didn't say Mali for no was saying. And it's shot you box in him. And if you look in the box, we have 2 players using as blockers. I didn't ask now for it. And that was Antoine Semenyo. Semenyo decided to say, Pia goalkeeper. Usually Arsenal play no Pia. but he didn't win piano. Ojina keep an echi. Iti se he's a ukwachi bona. Ujini we can see because Ojina wachi pe on piano, but Ojina. Iti one of our tries to he ball ujini because what feel or what perform, we will not get the ball. And Rich, at the 4 posts, we had one player, and in all of that, before Smoko Jikuono, look at the 16-yard box now, I see. There were 2 players who were going in there as the attackers of the ball, but the plan was never to go here, it was to go to the far post.
And Gofoni keep on the Robert Sanchez, on Yadi say.
It's a ball that Jordan Boyna. It wasn't to attack the 6-yard box, it was to go to the far post, but we used blockers, attackers, and then a decoy short corner kick set piece from our branch friend Mohamed Kudus to attack the far post. And then a ding of our branch friend Alexander Jiku.
Super.
The physicality. And Rich, today they make us a Jiku team. And you never see you. I think they say Jiku, we sure say Yawunu Kruma. Because we need a ding for a foreign born Ghanaian. If I want you see him, he looks like a typical street footballer. He is that. He is very tough, very aggressive.
On one Kassan is over game bia.
Yeah.
Who say? We're ready to Wabaso Obekun. Oban to Kakun. Obekunwa manamai.
Enra.
Adiaba come the palace and that Oduoni entram in Pekra.
Oh, simple.
No Bekasa Chamo who could now say. Men call Jinaha, also call. I mean, the leadership at the back, super.
Who say? As same way I can say, Dibia, you see, Thomas Partey has had issues with how he plays for us. And your party now have issues. Eh? We have tried with Edmondado. You have tried with Salis Abdul Samad. You have tried with Elisha Wusu. And me, I'm not yet coming to the party for Sebo. And now it was a good performance. But I'm not coming to the party for Sebo for the long haul. Because when I saw Edmondado the first 2 games, I said, okay, it's my Edmond. When I saw Salis Abdul Samad for that World Cup and then the Nigeria game 2 legs, no, I said, okay, it's my Salis Abdul Samad. But all of them have failed to give me consistent performance to platform Thomas Partey was 6 for them. Because it's Partey is 6. And Onya Obia, Obeye, dirty jobs, Namano. Many a thing, or a duella. Obey second balls. And the African game is about duels. The African game, and it essentially comes down to physicality. Because no. The Europeans use more of the scientific part of the game and focus more on it. While the South Americans will use flair. Ours is physicality. But if you're able to marry the 3 styles now, it makes you stand out. And yesterday I liked Sebo. I was particularly enthused about Sebo. We said, you're about to fight back. It is our players behind him. But if you want to know, he had a job to keep things simple. And he did. And yet, plenty 10 1 2 out. No. Keep it simple. And that also gave Thomas Partey the ability to play ball. The other day, see ya, the ball. Now put it down. Now teach a passing a cracker. And Partey did exactly that job in the middle of the park. So we didn't have a problem. Rich, you see, and you could tell from the passion of our branch friend from this image. Abraham Shea goal or call touchdown on him, and emotionally letting everybody know that he has arrived. One player that probably people won't talk about so much, but he did his job. Our branch friend Calibrianchi. Which there is a story about Calibrianchi that a lot of people do not know, and I'll share with you here. There is a top official at Norgeland that shared that story with Calibrianchi with me. Which, when he said Norgeland for I am almost around Ghana. Now I'm scouting for players. Now I'm Calibrianchi Chrome Bono. Things in Bechim. Which, I'm scouting. When himself reach the first justified, Calibrianchi and qualify. He didn't qualify.
Say no, this guy's in on a fee.
Okofo be a child here.
Yeah, you know, original.
And I share top bro. And I say to son who no share team with a different team. and son here fan. And it tells his attitude, say and he doesn't give in. And then now we play him as a defensive wing back on the flanks to physically hold the ball, win duels, and reach. And now, okay, your system near boy now. Your system was purely to curtail Mali from wide areas. Because so also what about Douglas Nenemo on the left hand side. Now all of the yellow flare from the wide areas there. Then you are dealing with 2 fullbacks, 1 outside centre back, and then 1 wing back. That will win the ball and play for us. Which this is what we needed against Chad Ayenya. It was a more professional performance, more pragmatic performance. And I can understand if Obi Eka say, oh, fine, Otuadon, Sengsem, and all of those things, but the job is done. Now we have 19 points and nothing else matters. And we see, congratulations to boys, you know, and now any coach here, friend Otuado. Okay. Oh my God, Jumana, come. And I know, say Ghana Nhyira has been very, very proud of them. It's rich. Now, of course, Nyame Adoma, they will come back and talk about it. Now, Mami to a chief for him say, Nancy, a new European conversation to a chief one country for 5 days straight. Oh my God,
sure. So is it Richard? Good morning. I'm enjoying your show. The interesting thing with Ghana's group in a second and third team that will be playing each other, it makes the thing easier for Ghana team to qualify. Okay. Ovian found your song. Now, intro with Time Heba. Time Time. You know, meaning commanding to us, or Pomudim Komo Kakra. Now, for Bismarck, who's been Paya Lansuno. Emra Papa, good morning. Good morning. Now, to say,
Yamiadum now, so.
Yamiadum, and I say, she had check.
Aye.
Busam say, Oba Fefe no way. And then the Waba.
And then the Maba.
Okay. In some way, Time Heba.
Wada Roma, Meda was so Mamma Queen and the seminary for yen to treat Apomode Hong Komo. But of a power would tear Miss Abbey, Midi, and in an Akusia Yeboa. Apomode Hong Komo treat bread and a juice, Messro. So becoming when you have to treat Apomode Hong Komo, what was so bad feminine, a boy, dear swa, much on word drone, walk or pebiano nom, a son say, a dear way, eh, I'm a mini one serena, a free idea, sounds no, when you want a free idea, Nessan internet, nay, time about center, yeah, ye devil for near Kinoga Company Limited. Ya boy rock where you wanted to run your bank case any said your trainer car, you know, was ye need Diana Bunny for a high say a dear, and until nay, ye dear baby draw crodgy, a drum where drift in be anyone ye dear bro, ya tuni this a time, herbal mixture, and as a time, herbal capsules, immune system supported wrote attache, a drum where draw ye bin on a woman come one in young day, and one a time, herbal mixture, and as a time, herbal capsules. Now, Busians and a meshas, you know, Mamifa and Jensen way and to Mattia Funina and him say, and nay, one another chain say, Doctor Nedro a papa a boy man sign will be an be a general, yenya yankee any doctor ebedin komo, ye ya de nanke pesenia doctor, now so doctor any clinic, doctor any hospital. And yet, TMA is answer 34 what then, and nay, Doctor Nana Otafrija Oswajima, what did Kinoga Herbal Clinic Edia Bre Obibia, a clinic papa, ya boa etu ya dia edia ewoni pedua ni mase edi free honom edemau ya dia bia abesia oswa etete o bitte say hypertension moja mu ya de boni bia stroke diabetes fracture enemun sensem and ya de boni abesia oswa etete onyamesrawo fa wo ya dia no ebra Kinoga Herbal Clinic aso ye doctor se we bia ni pronato ma obibia wona wo twen say wo be doctor ni won edi nkomon mo brenie me so ye wo esreso adeja wo de wudru hon ma wo se wo pena na water frija ne clinic fofo na wa bie no ya to ni di se Kinoga Herbal Clinic wo ba awo won sense mu nyina ye boa de ya hye ya de no ye hye mu ye doctor na watum ya de na se e de afri hon mo de ama wo bo no opom de nya no ntuma pa de fra eno nti wada woro ma me de doctor number no el tudwa wo fra no na mesraw emfere wo ton wo ye de na onya no adro woni doctor din komo for ya de ho a wo be ma obre ene da wo de beba no anya to boase no atena se wo hwehwe mu yie no otu ase krakra e de ama eno nti doctor number no eye 0244 417 669 0244 417 669 abusia time HH herbal mixture and a time HH herbal capsules no yeah twaso dia na mesra wo se menua ba wutie mesabre and sa aties wahimfie honom wahimfie honwum nyina ye wo hene ya de sunsun so ye se ne din ntide ne nyina ne se wutie ye wo den woni beba ho so no na ahimfie honom nyina ye kro asekeka ebesia wo so a ese wahimfie ho en wahimfie honom eye basa ema enka eba wo ho ensuo bi egugu ebi mu de tro man bi obo no betena se asori na ne to nyina afo ne nyina ne yade boni sunsun so a abasua ne so enu nti ne nei make up for time HH herbal mixture and as a time HH herbal capsules ediama obi bia wotie mesabre se no mo bi na emwa menua ba ema wo ye oba osimua and if you no be 24/7 ho be ye neat clean ho be ye we senya fina pampan bi beje wa bosoa ene na eye time HH herbal mixture and as a time HH herbal capsules and make up for the amount sanso na bema wotie mesabre wo de wo so wo bema na so sisie ni ntimi mu adwuma yie sisie ni mu ayemre ekura do kru sisie no wo ntimi kura no anante woni mu se ye dada setena so de ni nyina ye sisie ye wo koto aso de gina watena se ye sisie na sisie na ntimi ma ni mu so yi sisie ni mu ayemre ene na wo koya na se wo bai enu ntene nei make up for time HH herbal mixture and as a time HH herbal capsules dia ma obi bia wo tie me kankan ne mema no se wo be no mo bie ya de sunsun so mpa abasua so akofa ba se wo be ma nyina afo aye se ketekete ahode wo mu nyina afri mu a wontimi mu adwuma se be ma ama wo yire kra wo mpa woni ma hye wo be ma memena na memene komu wontimi kra na waye ne hye wo be be se mepagya me be ma na mde gu nsuo enu kra no gese mesom na matwe apia bonten esan se enu ani se ekakom ani se ekakom ni nyina ye ya de boni sunsun so a ebasua wo so a eha na etete wo ni padua edro no eye enti mu adwuma ebiebie enti ni mamogye timi di mu afusa ne ye enu nti wo be ma afo nya ye se ketekete no eboa epejam ema hoodin bem ohuru sisie mu fin ema ni nyina ebesen kɔ obi wono ma wo junso mu haw ewo ni padua mu wo junso ana ne be ma no junso ne mu apai mienu wo junso ana sabi na se ho no ehyehye no junso no emaye e bankete nkete nanso obewie na eyawa wote no eya na nya asam ketwa obi kogunso kakra bi agese wo bob na ne ebusa ne se adai ni nyina ye yade abesua ne so a etiti ni padua wo ye duro no wanonom enye ne duro bi akeke so na wo fa wo se wo fa na wanom esan se nye duro ne duro eduro ne de wanom na wo asisi ho so de wanom na oni padua jeja ne ho so de wanom na yade wo ni padua nim no eto yire free wonom de amaw enu to be boy drug store herbal shop pharmacy shop bia eben wo na what time HH herbal mixture and as a time HH herbal capsules na wanonom bi eboa esiesie ni padua no ema ni padua ni nyini yese from ensa sen atiesu wedi ani eja wa ho hene de biara da na wuti ho eba ne sa wedi ani ntimi nya akono wedi ani ntimi nya fe sanse wuti hu de bia no ejai max ewo ni padua nim wuti hu de bia no ejai enkuro kakra bi ewo ni padua nim bana sana ese wo kala no eni ema wo nipadua no entoso wo ban so de enkankan ne me ye body no eya ne ye bo ho ban esanse no an ye de nante enu nti ye de bi se abesua wo so a ese wo nipadua ema wo nya tetena pa ese wo apomuden no bedro ntantem ne to ase edro ne so de nyina ye bo ne din eye time HH herbal mixture and as a time HH herbal capsules pebi no me the doctor so number to dwa koso an friend obeje wo so na wabo no apomuden no enya no ntoma pa de efra eni de mu 0244 417 669 0244 417 669 time HH herbal mixture and as a time HH herbal capsules no ebusu wada roma ebusu ewo jamai so ebusu ewo drugstore herbal shop na mo pedi do so po etu na wo ashtown wa wo de wani be tre dani herbal baseline Divine Pharmacy, Kolinak Herbal, Misty Herbal, and Apidank, Ubenya bi ewo ho, Friday Men's Herbal, so you KO, Ubenya bi ewo ho, PFA Pharmacy, Yawatafu New Road, Ubenya bi ewo ho, Have May Pharmacy, opposite KSTU, and Poleno, Ubenya Time, HH Herbal Mixture, Dudu bi Opebian, Ubenya bi ho, K Engine Herbal, so you Rom, Ebi Giant House, Ehonso, Ubenya Time, HH Herbal Mixture, Droni bi ato ewo honom, Yena Yetoni Bakum Yanumi and Sano, for you would dad draw, drugstore herbal shop, pharmacy shop be a bell to be, Nanum, Anoperia, Numana, Dube, a Fakamo, when you be Bika Creviano, Bonisens, one NCS in Pediano, Esansa Sabradi, Bronyano, Abayano, and Maya Denka won't one man son of Bronya Nedru, so Abanesa need to cry and you were there, and until born by every year, dear Biaho, Ewa Brown time, HH Herbal Mixture, and Nasa time, HH Herbal Capsules, answer a message to my phone number no and to the chat to okra. What I want to me antro a 0244
0244
417 669 0244 417 669. But of course, national society immune system supported road here and one time HH Herbal Mixture and Nasa time HH Herbal Capsules. Upon my don't come to China, me de bro. Remember more anything, Macau.
And I must say, time and I know Mukudin common to Toby. Na emwa ye party to malaria. Utobi a bit to me about Pasek of Mama said also good morning. Richardo. A big correlation to our black stars, especially Benjamin Buffon Asari. For single-handedly taking the black stars to the World Cup. In fact, we the Phobians can love him less. He should continue to put up his best for club and country. Inshallah, you have a lot in return. Thumbs up, Benjamin. Okay. Any as I come moment this message at the Abba Rush energy drink. Oh, just so unya be now no ma bebo ye pa ama what me enya hodi de be ye juma kama ti. Oh sorry be am so I am not to Rush energy drink baby a to drink biano. Okwa announce wetimi atobi jinsi wo vitamin so and a caffeine and so a woman. A betimi abwa University Basic Schools Sports Association Ubasa and so edomo games so nyame adoma as so on the 9th to on the 15th our Pajo Stadium our tech campus hona jumadi no and so a betimi abaso anopa no watwe bia no mo edi ashisha so activities bebre 100 meters 200 meters 4x4 Samson high jump, long jump, table tennis, ya bobo. A man in Memani Nano, nti. Later schools in the name so Biano, Abuabuan Hua, University Basic School, Legon, UCC, and a school can in the Nano, Yami Ayaduma Jumadiano, and Basuntia Tuensa, at the Frey Air Santimasi Druha, Namundinano, Modemo support, and Soba, na games no etimi IFA. Ken for Sabamisa, Ayabi Drano pay. May come for a day amount. Kama. Chronic disease be at BP. And I say, diabetes, yariano, and how I'm a part of Kotobina and infections, and how a drone Oteketeswana, Adiache, Uchascan, yes, say Oliva no brabo, problem abahon, a can for Sabamisha, a baby drone I may come for a day amount and ne, and pay Oko for the men's Colinak, Gilligo Pharmaceuticals, or Santasi Kumasia. One sabet me akabi a drone yentino a buying chair, Nanso Adansia Hono Yasem Kuto Krakotobi, 0245 455 740. Na also wait me Ajibi Alaska Star Enterprise Bra. Kumasi aya dum aya Mrs. Anoche Plak anymore. Na abaton yama de UDCC office. The UDCC o demoni no Alaska Star Enterprise will be at the mount. Sir open blank curtains, open wallpaper, MFD. Sanso and an echo panel, best bread, the best ayo bed so modern TV stand, sofa cover, and it did this them new office now is all buying share from her. I see you have a papa designing in ano oko Alaska Star Enterprise and sabit me akabi na onso the CC office and na aye odem ho said the medical at Chairman Kumase your Mrs. Anoche Plaza boss from Hona and can Sako Tito Lane. One sabit me a common about 0256 330075 na monomo and so any and common kama pa na bibia enye kama enso enfama mo 3p garlic mixture de na ayala ento so enfama ma ka kire mo se eno nso eye bibidru a ye de garlic na aye 100% garlic extract, natural plant juice full of vitamins and minerals. I be bo ama won bibia aye kama at the amount so aya no to be ye fair do 3p garlic mixture kotobi na embusu immune system asthma I also stroke and hawo why ka se bebre na pese also etioba okwa afichira no aya se aya ya 3p garlic mixture 0248 928824 na ejo de kama pa no pay amane afufo pika na mo aso ya sna 11:30 menko Bismarck ohusu bempa ayala ho na Zeko Mohammed say mo fa bu phone enka Benjamin Asawidi no
oh nice one
I say
odika
I say the Benjamin Buffon Asawidi.
Yeah, I think this is the idea. Rich over Ghana football more. There's no inspiring story. I change the no. I was a woman story and she will cry.
From Accra Great Olympics and near Omuko relegation.
Yeah.
Has the do you who be do come. Has a kofane ba now he's the number 1.
Yes, and you'll be going to the World Cup CBB and see. Rich, that is the story. It's so inspiring.
Sure.
Beyond Bibia Ewo. Rich. A World Cup ni ni epesieko. Na Enra on your continent, you know, there were a lot of games a course so your continent so. Now the M1 way Morocco are qualified to the World Cup as the first African country. But Rich, they still went to Zambia and beat them 2 goals to nil.
I qualify. Then come mo draw cry.
Obuko show 2-0. Mozambique won. Tunisia so Senra one of the countries from Africa almost were jomo tickets and 1-0. And now Obuko share now eventually she go against Equatorial Guinea no. But share Nigeria because say Tunisia so the second African country almost qualify echo the World Cup. Guinea-Bissau 2-0 against Djibouti. Algeria echo Guinea. Obia and Shebi ewo. Then Uganda 2, Somalia 0. Malawi and Liberia able 2-2. Again, when Liberia for LED 2-0. And Enra Chad Equator the Kanye now Madagascar show by 3 goals to 1. Libya Eswatini 2-1. Which only the coach of Libya? Aliou Cisse. Senegal Aliou Cisse. Yes. Omo pamono no. Which akweshe Libya. Okwa we kweshe Angola. And 1-0. And wakotene fi no akweshe Eswatini 2-0. But the biggest one, the last one, Ghana against Mali. Enra, you share Mali fought by 1-0. How did the game play out? Rich, Enra Mebekai, sir, under Tom Selford, Mali team, ako a typical 4-4-2. And Enra, this was the Mali team, Omudi Eriamu, younger for goalkeeper Fene Diara. A back four of Dukure, Dante Fofana, and Adiakite. Then Uben Finfiwa, Obo Dumbia on the left, Koulibaly on the right. Then Dien, and one Obo captains Ambano, and Mohamed Kamara, and partner, and middle of the pack, and Finfiwa. Then Sina Yoko, and Niakate, and a topping as 2 tops. And the Emma Tima, your friend Mali. So you put Mali on the tactical board and Rich. That is what you get, a typical 4-4-2. Changes to be any ornament. That is how Mali decided to start on the game 4-4-2. So then I am predicting now. The entity I want to say, Tom Selleck, Elka say, the young Ghana are putting a game, a surprising, no. I say, Rich, he came to the game just as we know him. Oba game him say the new na 4-4-2 na. But Rich, he was expecting a 4-2-3-1 Ghana, a 4-3-3 Ghana, simply because now Ojini say you game here combo against Chad no. Any results na you side game would have pushed the Ghanaian to come into this game with the mentality say at all costs we must win. But when who say at all costs we must win, no. Paul probably will not come say, yeah, but frontline football and do proper offensive play. Rich. Your lineup in the bar, you know. Now, this lineup with a three back. And me also said to myself, so when we didn't see the three back, and the man when chef from here, then he didn't do a good job. Because Ghana called Bamako share Mali 2-1. We played in a three back. Ghana against Nigeria. In that crucial game in the World Cup playoff, we played in a three back. And to say when we did auto, say in crucial games where you need to find the balance of defending very, very well and still getting something out of the game, auto at the three backer. Then Tom, so Obaka said he was surprised. Mimi Mali FAO Rich, I will question you for being surprised. Say you call this lineup. Now you put the Ghanaian lineup on the tactical board and Rich, that is what you get. Send and I predict a 3-4-3. A 3-4-3. Into 3 back. Come on. With wingers and attackers. Come on. So that is how Ghana approach annual game, you know. Goalkeeper Benjamin Asare, a 3 back of Jonas Ajete on the right, Jiku, the captain general, in the middle, then Salisu Sariki on the left, then your 2 wing backs of Calibri on the right, Gideon Mensah on the left, then Kwesi Zibo, Eddie Thomas Tepate in the middle, then your front trainer, Kudus on the right, Semenyo on the left with Jordan Ayew as a leading striker. Now, Rich, and Robeka, me catch you say, this formation of Ghana, it is so suited to deal with any threat via Mali for the Edinburgh game. First of all, say you have 3 centre backs our team anymore. 2 of them takes care of Mali for 2 top now bono. See the we will always have extra centre back that will sweep our machi kama. And you said no somewhere throughout the game. Salisu was doing the man marking. Jonas Ajete was doing the man marking. Then Jiku was always alert. Say what to take after the partners dealing with the 2 top of the Malians now. He comes in and pick it up. That is the reason why throughout the game, even though Mali were more possessive, they couldn't create too much of a threat. Especially say, Bona to form a defensive area, they are threatening our goal post. It was because the 3 back, were outnumbered the 2 top of Team FN Mali. Now, Rich, again, I said it and I said, what 3 back the freedom of your wing backs, to deal 1v1 with the wingers of the Mali team. And he said, no, so where? Calibri Yenchi and Gideon Mensah, super on stopping the flanks. There were sometimes they lost concentration, and I said, Omuko Kemu, Emma Boni to Machidie. But throughout the game, predominantly, Rich, they were able to stop Mali from attacking us from the flanks. Now there was something and then the committee will become so probably the person was not paying a particular attention. Rich, so share. You 2 wing backs, not Calibrianchi and movie pa. But not give you a men's and cosa. It was simply because anyone catch you say in transitions, we will expect Yenchi because I am natural midfielder, to have more obetimi the ball now progress, obetimi call the name because naturally I am midfielder. So yes, sir, in these areas, what it means is that it pushes Jonas Ajete on the right, bring Jiku, and Salisu, then bring Gideon Mensah here in a decoy 4 back in transitions. Say Yenchi Ejibono, now I am say Obe overloaded with Abante friend Mohamed Kudus on the right. So we had this rotation pa Bonani. You could see Yenchi Bape na Jonas Dinechi, you obiem kakra. na Jiku akosoro kakra na Salisu akọ kakra na Gideon Mensah be shame na enya a back four to take care of the defense whilst we go on with the attack. See a Lucifer on the penna. Gideon comes, Salisu comes, Jikuba, na Jonaba, na Kalabasa be in the position. Now Rich. Enra, minimum some observing Sadio here. Instead of Jordan staying at the top, it was Semenyo and now at the top with Jordan playing on the left. And without the ball, and that is why I talk about team play and your technical team, no, getting the players to play the way they wanted to play. Which, without the ball, I saw Jordan running into shape on the left-hand side, Kudus running into shape on your right-hand side, so that we became so compact. The simple reason, and they say, Rich, they didn't want to leave your wing backs 1v1 with Mali wingers. They wanted to help them to defend. It is all without the ball. There were a lot of work being done by Kudus and Jordan Ayew defensive wise. Now, CIS Adiana, Rich, what it means is that we leave Antoine Semenyo to press the center half. So goalkeeper pass the ball number 5 now, run the corner so pass the ball Emma center back now, run the corner and I think that is the tactical reason why I reach more Jordan at the top, name your ball Antoine Semenyo, because he is very, very good when it comes to pressing the opponent, then Abrantia for Jordan. So that Jordan's job will be always to keep us in shape. Now, Rich, with the ball, your front trainer didn't give too much in terms of doing consistent attacks. But a few times, Kudus and Jordan got onto the ball, which you could clearly see the plan was hold on to it. Now, Emma, your wing backs and join them so that we have the numbers. Then we will leave Zibo alone. Now, Pateso back doing a box to box, so he will be in a box defense. He will be in your box in offensive play and give you numbers. It is in your ball need to look at a cry. Whether Jordan or Kudus, they hold on to the ball for Partey to join. Your two wing backs need to join. Then Abrantia and Antoine Semenyo to make the move. Rich, we were able to practice this, perfect it, do the regime within the play to get the results now. Now let me say this. Rich, me about Barcelona new. Me a true and true Johan Cruyff, Pep Guardiola, Xavi, Iniesta boy. And I appreciate nice football. I appreciate nice football. Any more than Obi argument say, why are you saying Otto is okay? Mimi Proboy from Pochettino. But Rich, one day I was listening to Jose. Then Jose said one thing. I say, in football, I think he was speaking to coach's voice. I say, in football, there are two ways to dominate play. You can dominate play with possession. So you are dominating it. You can also dominate play without possession. Only when the opponent, even on no possession, and penetrating to hurt you. Now, Rich, let me ask you. And you are throughout the game, 90 minutes. See, I can say per minute volumes. 90 minutes, a month chichebu baina. Who feel say even though Mali are dominating, Charlie, they are penetrating us. They are scary. Or making you say anytime. Rich.
And now me win your boy in the game. Now me catch and say, oh, Malians now. Our game plan is very simple. Yen city deep. Yen to tank off when you account to be an aboy to make tobacco. And clearly, so I'm born, to me, and for born to buy it. And not dear boy, boy.
Because Rich, we were stopping them on their tracks, even though we don't more possession. But our shape was so excellent. Say, in Toko Nayemu, there are no spaces within us for them to be able to build and win against us. Now, Rich, Ubeji say, in in 2025 year woman. Every international break bia Bolivia Blasters Abobia we've scored from set pieces.
Okay.
Every game. And see, first of all, me bought your Blasters technical team in Abaso. But Rich, the number one praise goes to this guy. And go for me brain nimuno. Your friend Gregory de Gauls of Belgium. Rich, or you're one of your video analysts, and on your coach in charge of set pieces. Say any Ghanaian be as over your observant. Since I revamp your technical team, Rich, set pieces. Say ye defend you. Say ye show. We've improved a lot under Gregory, and he is the guy. Or you said, man, the Belgium. Now, Rich, special mentions. Rich. No wonder Otto went to the press conference and called him the warrior. And me a game in them.
The first game.
I thought he was new. He will be shy. But Rich, this guy was just a crow from street boy hamper. So much energetic. And Bobo Papa. And ahead here is our friend him. Then to Zekov Mohammed Buffon. Rich Benjamin Asare needs a special mention on any platform on this Castle Blasters and then for me general Abentia Fan Alexander Jiku. Okay. In the second half, go for no crossing ball from your right hand side of your defense. Cross number ye energy cushion or clear ball. Or clear ball we are going to shout to say we are not tight enough. And our phone so we should be tight enough. Rich, I was so impressed with Alexander Juku. And you made no Jordan or something there. You remember the kind of later, but Rich, I think say the Blasters did very, very well. Okay. And they say comfortably, you say countries to qualify Echo World Cup, Rich. You bring home pa. And on the 5th of December, Rich, our the Kennedy Center of Washington DC, say draw now. We hope say over port 4. Now there will be Ghana in there to be part of the World Cup draw for 2026. And kudos to the Blasters. We played very, very well. We did what we were supposed to do, and results etimi ako ede amaye. And to Ghana for Rich, we also prayed your supporting team from wherever we are, and we made sure say results etimi ako ede amaye. Rich.
We be lines, 3220 A351 A352 A35 A3. But and to me all them how won't be mauna. Koto umat perfume mosquito quail. Na emboa ebedua some de amount. Dedi kan emu se ne fra no kiti ama unya code. De to so mienu ababo ho ban from ayen tontom na wantimi ankaw no akonya ayen malaria. De twato and say a champagne. So see a dem wa a sham. Enti me pacho koto a umad perfume. Mosquito kioni bina emboa. Endi wasam emfa emma oko kumasia. Yendepo no were doom family plaza and crying ewo ashoman and afi teshiman so no yewo depo ni bi ewo 0557 484 083 udream and it's over running to mining. I'm stock mining and engineering training school sebra. Na ye 3 months asu ye chow said you see etri a excavator, wheel loader, backhoe, bulldozer, dump truck ni no 3 months now the asu we kama pa na unim say asamda aba and say oko aye I'm soccer the tiene baby I do to beto asu de ni na no a free hostel no Samson equipment out the be training in the na no ya ni free entibra oboase zongu Hisense building a chiwono mope. When sabet me I can sell to 0539 732 766. Namuno any a young common mensha senafe. Men famo course on hello. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Abu bro.
Yeah, Ricardo.
How's your meet you?
Oh, fantastic. The meet you will be an enemy. You can't do your papa. Positivo, ele Benjamin Sarre there. Benjamin Sarre is 77 previous. The young warfare, and I know the release almost the first part now. But I'm the near Brabonio. The other can answer at long lasting. Yakushana Abemino. And Quembia also, and Yabem, got to that one bull, which is Nipadi Oyibia, no man who is some power. Yes, I'm a lot of trouble. Yes, I believe you and a brother. I see, brother. I see. And you are near trouble.
I say, and I see him from hello. Hello.
Richard.
Yes, sir.
I tell you, I'm ready to go. Mamma, black part of you. Yeah, maybe you're not. So it's rich. Well, when you see you must be the professor boy, the professor boy, there for you. You must be so, yes, no, it was California 30 years on school for now to other day.
Okay. I tell you that's it. Your finance caller, hello. Down Quay.
Now, I'm not downgrading with what you're doing now. And I'm a member players in Abaso. And now, baby, I'm not a boy. Now, boys, it's only a ball one in the and a born there, and I'm the matter. Qualification is young. Say about 4 kicks and that's the ball boy, but a power of out in the years. A branch and a break of ball. You come and you break of another or tracking back. Benjamin Asale, you go and order, no red order, no boys in the idea. It's me, your main phone when they want their qualification, you know. And you have a go work up, I'm a return to your call. Catani and take back a party before. Put him the yes, when you take some of my power work up. That is something they have a drop in here, Mount Warrior, which one ready.
Matty, that's it. Young finance caller. Hello.
Richard.
Yes, sir.
You have a body.
Pato.
Pato.
Also, Benjamin Sarre is saying the Dini emphasis and count
original Benjamin Sarre.
I didn't hear.
The Benjamin Sarre will give us no meaning, but yes, I'm a car, Sarre, now. We were Jama Cotocolino.
Mati.
I have me original.
Ati.
Richard. I'm going to go to the na mamentia nyanga zemini afola binidi akantona na the octopus ayala ono boy no bo wuse o di football jare so ati ase because en minim woni to hwe ansana yebo no
asemo
ayala no jeza o dwene ne wana ze prediction receive fufu nti o ye ga de manya nra so ebe na studio fufu na motia no you know the piano. Nhyira no, amia we say, omo feeling na, omo tie no was the debate no. Omo ni na tikwa. Me dia America ne say, say boy enya fool. Di nyane yaye. Okobodi efe na wan re ni a. Enu so be ka say. It is abase na see enya the 3 maximum points no. See nyane say against Chad, ani be nyane say a. Richard say ni na kabedi tuntum afufu. So, ebi ameka chere ya ketokyo me say wo nyame. Oma on say si from da. Say anko AFCON, the anko World Cup. There about ko de. Say fa. It the FA support mapa no. Enter boys nechi. Na you did say there akia ne ke. America de. Omo anyago bombe bi ko amam so mbeko. There ya mbeko. Wo si mbeko. So mbeko. So, ana.
Oh, ya ha nyanko.
Ina entra. Ninguma busu yi.
Hello.
Richard.
Yes, sir.
Ajana ni kusu kojokum.
Okay.
And that's one boy ayala baso ne credit in there. E dem say yupu e mana baso. Now, and I am boys na baso. Because and I win we there. Me akasa boys na akasa na fight hard to win here. Enya kojibi ene chiro mo. Boys na akasa na win here. E mo baso. Now I'm like am say there kejua. Say na start with the boss ye demo. Ye dem tie bonfire. Na coach ni there strength for. Coach na say o na dey ba kwadi ya we say pa
Telling the Jew, and to go home, why, one idea, and to Benfonjan, why, boss.
That's it. That's it. Donald Trump does US on Koi. How go is it? Or me have some punidia. All right, you're faster than even Nana P phones and accessories. Omo Kumase a doom so original phone part or the Samsung, Nokia, Techno, Samsung, and Infinix, Opec case tablets, original one. I'm about the Shadi and Pacho, Nana P phones and accessories, and I may come for them. And now, them to say, Yakofa, a Synex product at Yaba. You're on the TV, you're on the fridge, you're on the AC, washing machine. I assign a demo at a flexible payment. So, Nyambo 10 will treat you and Kakanka Synex. And your manivado be used to be the other catch now. Say TV and near fit. A air conditions were born to say a book come panino. Nana P phones and accessories are coffee or ton two car. On Sabbatimi, I can be say, Tadiami and Chua, the Anusono Sona, a Coso, branded t shirt, exercise blue campaign, cash coupon of 5,000 Ghana cedis and many more. Nina and P phones and accessories. Egusua or Kodo, Unum say Hong Kong, our phone. Now, she can't swan. Yamado or Ghana card the bar. Na what you have no half na can ya spread the amount. No to any na and Kakanka Campu in upper day. Come on, say a dumi your baby miensa. As the house so Sanson, I'll be budget building him and an anarchosiajaman building him our doom PZ. Oh, down on Sabbath to me, I can 0533 093422. Na munomo eni komo mi twa mo kitu abi na yabasisi a yeba ya no yebeto aso e dia mama insha 104.5
be ma wo dwonso ni mu pai ebi kam eye
to say
Yankopa do bibia ye friend.
okay to say ye for say Benfa prophet and count din ho.
Hey.
We a prophet.
In the case na no yet.
We got no predictions now here in the I didn't. As if I said that what did cash a game no screen so. And I'll be now but we change with the train. And it's super.
The nyame ase say course. The nyame ase say a course. I think say the na ye show game ni mu no any results na epie mu no is eno an nyankopon aye ho adwumade amaye no say an normal circumstance wa hwe me a Mondays pa na me type white eshe but Sunday no rich and bibi ka chem say no this time around we be show white on Tuesday after the Blasters game. Senebeya, you celebrate the victory with whites. This is how Nhyira. No, I carry no, but not me see there be. I wear it today, mum. After the show, Rich. You see, Senena. Game ni situation etie no ehun born eno e boy no baby ani akwakudu no any the results that we needed ehun born eno e boy no and you see I don't want to sound like I say you are being too much carried away and I say baby. But if Nkofo any young about the kind of football I know Ghana boy it is well accepted.
No opinion. No.
Yes, but in all honesty, that was how we were supposed to play the game yesterday.
Not flamboyant, but for 3 points.
Charlie, the most important thing was to win. Win. 3 points, win. Senkenu half goal cry would have taken it. Rich. The first time Chelsea won Champions League, over the Allianz Arena against Bayern. Do you remember the kind of football they played? Rich, they defended with their lives. Ryan Bertrand mo. They played as if say they know Bayern were better. But a ball game New Year and Rich, it was a day of history for Chelsea. They've won their first Champions League. Who cares about the ball, no more boy? Who? Why you found? Jose Mourinho got the Real Madrid job after eliminating Barcelona with Inter Milan or the Camp Nou. Real Madrid is a flamboyant team, but the audition Jose Bayer was Spain was not
Gary. Obeso dibi. Now se kaneno afena bia wo koto gari oto sugar. Bia wo pe cream bi dia ka ho. Ansa na wanya ayon kate ache. Esa dia ka ho. Imagine so zo tutoto ni na ba ko a. Obewie na sika se boom ni na ekọ. But H&H 4-in-1 gari mix no. Udi sika kitwe bi koto sa niam we ni na a package ne kama bibia wom. Udi nso atimi say yes. Udi Gary mix song into so so kondo a Gary and now a lover of Gary dia me patro man H&H Gary mix ura supermarket bia ebi ewo ho munsabetimi enso akabi na ye wo ka bia ye ton Hyundai Elantra 2019 model ni engine capacity no ye 1.9 na so very very manageable ebitimi aboa wi pa kan no ye clear free port no enche into any journal pe a Hyundai Elantra 2019 model and patch of number 0552 711 268 offer number na only una no edin come aya
you know say bobo ni we na dey asa
sure
na me pay me H&H bi na me di me die kama
so bibia she
super nti me say wa kondo
package no kra na me
kondo gari so kinsa na wa pe H&H ni bi na me dey be na wotwe ye kobono Bonfa stores e dey ye kobono ye ko have one of the best experience I obeti menya in 2025 ye ko gia home ni akọ relax ni akọ release stress a bono experience 2025 powered by Bonfa stores me da ebe ni na wotwe September 20th ye ko bono ye ko Botens Caves any mountains ye be ko Fiema Monkey Sanctuary ye be ko Kintampo Falls obu oha on 91 canopy so da ye ko canopy walk no onko picnic da ye be ma picnic vibes no ye ko sanctuary ho monkeys no ye be ma aduane adi ye be nya cave hikes ewo ho sa no ma nyina no ubetua 500 cedis pe na 500 cedis no utua be ma AC bus a de ko esade aba ye be ma meals ye be ma snack o entry fees to all the tourist items be ko nyina no enu amu ene ye be nya free ye be games bus ni mu ye be party ye wi ya ma photographers on mema photo shoot kama for a memorable experience obetimi enya enti memory that way na otwe Bonfa stores e de ye kobono ye be free ha ewo Ecocent Road Eija Kumase I ben Victory Baptist Church there wo Odotobri Rural Bank Tech Junction branch no echipe 5 a.m. by ben 9 p.m. there na yasa abanti fresa two numbers way na ebook seats ewo ho 0531 090068 0531 090068 and I say 0261 671686 0261 671686 na yene Bonfa stores enkonya a wonderful bono experience 2025 I remember that ebe na watching the 20th September 2025 rich yemfesia
atiefo ya damase yemfa munsia na yenkofa adom kase no mremo yakoba ya munim se obra at 1 na eba ohima benewa any team no I set esema eba dwumade no so nya asem keto akranti koso a na mafide no na ebra yakofa adom kase no edi abana afi obra at 1 dwumade no ento aso emam yakramo Richard ni enyame adom a ebesan enemu ahia ewo passport dwumade no enso esunti yekọ na akofa adom kase no enso etimi edi amam